Actually, the issues of language became prominent since after Pakistan was born. Because after in 1948, when Muhammad Ali Jinnah told that Urdu shall be the state language of Pakistan, the people in Bangladesh, then East Bengal, they were astonished. It was a big shock for them because Muhammad Ali Jinnah was kind of popular here, and people of this country, especially the Bengali Muslims, they thought that Pakistan would bring some changes and they will have better life. But when they found that their life and their language is being attacked, and not only that, they started realizing that their food rights of food, their security, their education, healthcare, in every space, and also the political rights, they were facing discrimination. They were facing different types of problems. Then the question of language became the sole issue to bring all the anger and frustration of the people to come to the street. And students were leading in that. And that language movement culminated in 1952 on 21st February. But it started in 1948. And after this 21st February, the people were killed, and the outcome of this language movement were more than the getting language as state language, getting Bangla as state language, because it opened up the people's aspiration for their identity, for changes they were aspiring, and they understood that increasingly, day by day, things became clear that the Pakistan ruling class is totally hostile to Bengalis, and culturally, economically. There were two economic theory came up, that in Pakistan there are two economies, in West Pakistan for one economy and East Pakistan another economy. And politically there was no consistent and parliamentary system. Martial law came in 1958, and this military regime started to push for many repressive laws, and discrimination became institutionalized. So in 1960s, this language, taking inspiration from this language movement, the anti-military regime movement became stronger in 1960s, and the movement for autonomy. And this Bengali identity and the national identity coming out from the religious identity, that became very prominent in 1960s. And 1969, there was a mass uprising against Pakistan ruling military general Ayub Khan. And this mass uprising brought many other issues like rights to life, the industrial workers' right, peasants' right, and autonomy, and also the rights for people's lives and livelihoods. So that was not possible for Pakistan ruling junta to fulfill, and they tried to stop that by making genocide in 1971. So this journey from 1952 to 1971, that was it is a people's victory, and people's increasingly people's assembly for a new life, and that aspiration grew with the struggle, with the suffering, with the discrimination, and 1971 was outcome of that, the liberation war. After 1971, Bangla became state language and the ruling class became Bengali, but unfortunately in the last 50 years, Bangla did not get that honor and did not get that space in Bangladesh, in higher education, with commercialization. Bangla language became marginalized, In higher education, Bangla did not get enough attention by translation and other things. In government policy making, Bangla is not that important language because all the policy making document you will find that these are not available in Bangla. So large number of people, majority people became like alienated from the state which they aspire to have their own. They do not know what policy government is taking. They do not know what is 5-year plan and what the planning is going to take place in on rivers, on forest, on power sector, energy sector, education sector. The most of the people are totally unaware because of the language became a strong barrier. People fought against Urdu domination, but English became the dominant language. It is not staying side by side with Bangla. It replaced Bangla in many places. So I think that gives us new challenges because use of Bangla in education, in court, in policy making, very important to engage people. If we want to build Bangladesh with people's power, we need to bring their language in the mainstream. That is what we need to do.